technology is often taught as moving forward in a straight line. Stone tools become bronze, bronze becomes iron, iron becomes silicon. Each generation inherits knowledge and improves it. This idea feels logical and reassuring. Archaeology shows a different pattern. Technology does not always move forward. It can appear, reach a high level of sophistication, and then disappear. This does not happen because the technology was bad. It happens because the systems that supported it failed. Knowledge was often stored in people, materials, workshops, and trade networks. When those systems broke, the knowledge disappeared with them. Modern science often needs modern tools to understand what ancient engineers built without theory. In many cases, the technology existed long before the scientific explanation. This story is about engineering before equations, materials science before microscopes, and computation before written mathematics. Around 100 BCE, Greek engineers built a device that would not be matched for more than 1,000 years. This device is called the Αντικύθηρα mechanism. It was recovered in 1901 from a Roman-era shipwreck near the island of Αντικύθηρα. It is made of dozens of bronze gears inside a small case. At first glance, it looks like a clock. It is not a clock. By turning a hand crank, the mechanism could track the positions of the sun and moon. It could show lunar phases, predict eclipses, and reconcile different calendars. The gear ratios represent real astronomical cycles, including the 19-year Metonic cycle and the 223-month Saros cycle. The most important feature is how the mechanism models the moon's motion. The moon does not move at a constant speed. Its orbit causes it to speed up and slow down. Ancient astronomers knew this from observation, but they did not have mathematical formulas to describe it. The Αντικύθηρα mechanism solves this mechanically. A pin and slot or epicyclic gear system converts steady rotation into variable motion. The moon's changing speed is produced directly by the gears. Another gear system subtracts the sun's position from the moon's position to show the lunar phase. These problems are solved using geometry and motion instead of written calculations. The engineering quality is high. The gears were cut with consistent spacing using templates and repeatable methods. Inscriptions show that the device was designed for regular use. It acted as a portable prediction tool. It could even track the timing of major athletic games such as the Olympics. After this device, the technology disappears. There are no known simplified versions and no direct successors. The knowledge did not stop working. The tradition that supported it ended. The same pattern appears in construction materials. Modern concrete is designed for speed, low cost, and early strength. Most reinforced concrete structures today are expected to last between 50 and 100 years. In saltwater environments, serious damage can begin much sooner. The failure is chemical. Modern concrete contains steel reinforcement. Over time, carbon dioxide and salt enter the concrete. This lowers its alkalinity. When the protective environment is lost, the steel rusts. Rust expands and cracks the concrete from the inside. Salt water makes this process much faster. Salt water damages modern concrete. Roman maritime concrete behaves differently. Roman builders used lime and volcanic ash called pozzolana. Their concrete allows seawater to pass through it. When seawater enters the material, it reacts with the volcanic ash. This reaction forms new minerals, including aluminous tobermorite and philipsite. These minerals grow slowly over many decades. They bind the stone and aggregate more tightly together. As a result, the concrete becomes stronger with age instead of weaker. Roman harbor structures have survived for almost 2,000 years in constant wave action. Modern concrete placed in similar conditions often needs major repair or replacement within 50 years. Roman concrete does not only resist damage, it responds to damage. This was not based on chemical theory. Roman builders improved their methods through long-term observation and practice. This knowledge was passed down through experience. When the practice ended, the material science ended. Metallurgy shows the same pattern. Damascus steel blades were made from Indian wood ingots between the 3rd and 18th centuries. These blades were known for being very sharp and flexible at the same time. Modern studies show that the steel contains nanoscale structures. Trace elements such as vanadium help stabilize these structures. These elements existed only in certain sources. Organic materials, including plant matter like leaves, were often added during forging. This provided extra carbon during repeated heating cycles. The final steel depended on both skill and geology. When trade routes collapsed and sources changed, smiths lost access to the necessary materials. Even skilled craftsmen could not reproduce the steel. The knowledge faded because the materials disappeared. Engineering and sight also existed in ancient China. In the year 132, during the Eastern Han Dynasty, Zhang built a device to detect earthquakes. Historical records describe a large bronze vessel that could sense distant earthquakes and indicate their direction. The device used inertia, An internal mass moved differently than the outer casing during ground motion. This triggered a mechanical response pointing toward the earthquake source. The device did not record data or measure size. It answered to questions. Did an earthquake happen? And where did it come from? The exact internal structure is unknown. No original device survives. However, reconstructions show that the concept is physically possible. The design did not continue into later technology. Across all these examples, the same pattern appears. These technologies depended on embodied knowledge. This includes sound, color, timing, and physical feel. This kind of knowledge is not preserved easily. When transmission stops, the capability disappears. Modern society depends on even more fragile systems. Semiconductor manufacturing requires atomic-scale precision. Software depends on undocumented assumptions. Infrastructure requires constant coordination. If these systems fail, future societies may find our technology impressive but difficult to understand, just as we struggle to reconstruct ancient technologies. History is not a straight path of progress. It is a pattern of discovery, loss, and rediscovery. We are not the final stage of technology. We are one moment in a long history of intelligence learning what it can do, and sometimes forgetting how it did it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.